everybody? How's it going out there this week? Hey, we got some good news. We got some good news this week. Yeah. Woo! About time. About time. So, this video has to do with YouTube content creators. For YouTube content creators, we have a new person who's in the 100K club. Hi, I'm Majira Strawberry, and I got 100K subscribers! Woo! He got it, dude. Congratulations. So, basically, he joins Vixen Docs. I believe that's how you pronounce your channel name. I'll just call her Vix for short. I have no idea how to pronounce that word. But, you know, she joins Vix in the 100K club. Furry content creators on YouTube are taking off, man. We're starting to get up there. Still got a long way to go to catch up with all them gamers. But it's a start. It's a start, guys. So, it's actually be very interesting to see if YouTube furry creators start to take off a little bit more. And as we start to get used to this, this sort of medium of recording ourselves on a camera, I'm sure many more awesome furries will be coming on the pike. I don't know enough about YouTube stats to know who the next furry approaching the 100K club is going to be. So if you are a YouTube content creator for furries, or if you know which one's getting pretty close, you'll leave a comment in the comment section below, and we'll keep an eye out for the third person to reach the coveted 100,000 subscriber count. But congratulations to both Vix and Majira, who Majira recently just joined. It was like this last weekend. Vix was there for it's been about 2 months-ish at this point. But yeah, Majira just got there yesterday. Woo! And he did like a whole My Life video, which can be found up here in the corner. I think one of the most interesting parts about that video was his describing his social anxieties and how, like, you know, how it impacts him as a YouTuber, and as someone who's gotten a lot of popularity, somebody who's a bit anxious myself. When I reached 100 viewers, I'm like, oh gosh, I can only imagine what 1,000 order of magnitude is going to do to that. Like 1,000 times that's going to do to my psyche. I can hardly imagine. And I did see it. I did go to that thing on the YouTube creators thing that he was talking about. That he was anxious at and had to leave early. I think he's being a bit hard on himself. Like, it was really hot up on that rooftop, dude. It was the middle of summer in the city of Pittsburgh, on top of the convention center. My nose was sweating like nothing else. And I did check the time, like, around and how long that sort of event took place, and it was about an hour, which should be expected. It's like, you can't stay on that rooftop forever, dude. Like, the convention staff's going to kick you out eventually. The convention center staff's going to be eventually like, dude, get off the roof, man. We're closing it down for the evening. You know, so don't be so hard on yourself, man. You did well, even though we didn't meet in person or something like that. I did sort of see the interesting dynamic of sort of like popularity orbits, like how people were forming around certain furries and fursuits and like that. At that time, I only had like 50 subscribers, so like no one really knew who I was, which is awesome, because then it's like I get to walk around free range. That's not going to happen in the future, I'm sure. But, you know, talking with people is awesome too. I did get to talk with a few people up there, even though I didn't know who they were, and they didn't know who I was. But that makes the conversation more interesting, because you can start at like a neutral point as well. So that's kind of cool. But that being said, back to the topic at hand. You know, furries on YouTube also are dealing with issues. Despite our growth and despite like the bonus of growth, Pocari is actually another furry YouTuber that seems to be pushing for the 100K. I think she's at 40 or 50K-ish at this point. But unfortunately, she, like a lot of other furries, including this channel right here, are dealing with the AdPocolypse, just as many other YouTubers are, and trying to figure out this silly algorithm and how it works. So here we have a screenshot of Pocari putting up one of her more recent videos and getting upset that it's been revenue blocked. basically that's what that yellow dollar sign means. It's like, well, we have advertisers. You're going to have really restricted advertisers, and your revenue is going to go down. Two of my more popular videos on this channel, unfortunately, have been hit by this. One was the Rocky Mountain Fur Con closure one, and the other one was the RIP Furry Fandom one. The RIP Furry Fandom one, I don't blame. That one has some crass language in it. I used some clips from Two's pony rant thing, and I'm sure that one's revenue blocked. Sure, I'm sure most of freaking Two, the Ranty Griffin's content is blocked, unfortunately for him, because he certainly didn't have a lot of family-friendly rants. His rants aren't known for being family-friendly, so I'm sure it's impacting him quite a bit. But interestingly enough, like I don't get angry about algorithm challenges. I kind of like, I'm a nerd, and I'm like, oh man, this must be how the anime, like the last video I had on this channel was the RC Fox one. That one has not been revenue blocked yet, and because I knew that is like, what would get me revenue blocked here, and it's sort of that thought in my process in my mind, and so the fact that I successfully was able to get it so it's not revenue blocked right away, I was like, this must be how the Animaniacs, like, script writers felt whenever they got one of those jokes past the censors. It's like, yeah, I did it. I got it. I figured it out. It's like, so basically the idea and what I did on the RC Fox video was I made sure that the words child and the words pornography never were meant, even though this is what the guy was being charged for, I made sure never to use those words in my title or the description. I even went so far as, if you go back to that RC video and look at the description, I went so far as I wrote an article for Flera about this charge that what the person was charged for, and I used what they were charged for in the headline, and thus the HTML address for that particular article had the words child and pornography in it. Even though I was using it to talk about crimes in a neutral stance, I knew that the computer wouldn't understand that. So when I looked at that link and I was like, oh, I'm going to post that reference, I was like, well, I can't post this link because the link has those words in it. So because it has those words in it, I have to basically instead forward people to my profile on Flera and say, look for the article with RC Fox in it, because I figured by the time people look at it, it's still going to be in the front page. They would see it, and they could go there without me getting revenue blocked. And it worked, at least from what I could see. But, you know, that's sort of my background in computer science. I have a bachelor's degree in computer science, and with a sort of focus on what's called cognitive science, or basically artificial intelligence, or certain things. It's similar to that, but it's sort of like thinking about how people think and how computers think. And so you kind of understand the psychology behind these things, so it kind of works to my advantage when I know kind of what computers are capable of as far as algorithms go. Like, as far as like me saying things on this video, like if I drop F-bombs and S-bombs and all that stuff at a frequent enough rate, the computer's going to recognize that I'm dropping F-bombs and S-bombs, right? If it's one or once in a while, it might not hit it. But it's going to realize when I'm saying words. If I say words in a certain order or something like that, it might not recognize that I'm saying a concept that's bad. Similarly with text and stuff like that. So make sure that you space your words out. Like if you're going to talk about CP and people getting in trouble for CP, use shorthands like CP, or put the word child over here and then put a few words in between it and then say the word pornography. And it won't tie those two things together. Similar things like that. So that's just a little bit of advice. But I have an even better idea. And knowing that better idea is sort of knowing the YouTube layout a little bit. So here I just cooked up a little quick thing that shows the 3 different kinds of watchers on YouTube. And the coolest thing is that YouTube shows you the red revenue thing. Like we can see the red revenue. I'm going to break this down a little bit on a different video because I want this next video, I want this concept to be disseminated across people who might not care for the furry content that was at the beginning of this video. I want to talk to YouTubers and watchers directly about my thoughts on this economic system and how we can use it to our leverage to defeat the adpocalypse. I will be presenting that video to you on Monday. Since this one's a shorter one, I'm going to split this video into 2 parts. This part was more for YouTube and congratulating people on this. The next one is going to be talking about this economic system here that you see here and how maybe YouTube content creators and watchers can band together against the advertisers to fight against the adpocalypse. I'm going to need information to do that, and I'll describe sort of my ideas and thoughts here on that next video. But until that day, until tomorrow, Monday, when I post that video, I'm going to get the hop out of here. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to kick the like, kick the subscribe button, kick a comment in the comment section. What's your favorite furry YouTuber that's on the rise? Who do you think? Who are you thinking is going to reach the 100K club next? I'd like to know what you think on that. And thank you once again very much for watching. And have a great week.